How's it going, everybody? It's Cam Dorian. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for clicking on this video. I appreciate you. It's been a while since I made a video, so I figured to get back into it. So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how I winterize my motorcycle for the winter. This is my Vulcan 650S. And basically, we use different products. So, first thing you're going to need is a battery tender from Amazon. This will charge your battery over the winter since you're not riding, since your battery will just slowly drain itself and then be dead when the winter is over. Also need your tire pressure gauge to make sure your tires are properly inflated. This is probably the most important thing, or one of the most important things. It's called stabil. It's a fuel stabilizer. So you basically add it to your gas tank. After you fill it up, it has all the directions on the back. You want to take your bike, fill up the gas tank all the way, and then 1 ounce of this stabil treats up to 2.5 gallons of fuel. The Vulcan 650 has a 3.7 gallon capacity in the tank, so you're going to need 1.5 ounces of this stuff in your gas tank. It's really easy to use, so you basically take the cap off, squeeze it, fill up this reservoir here, and then there's little markings. I don't know if you can see it on how much you're filling. So you just do 1 ounce, which is the whole thing, and then you do a 1/2 ounce, and then you just pour it in your bike. And basically you let your bike run after you've poured it in for 5 minutes, just to make sure this stuff goes through your entire system. The Vulcan 650 is fuel injected, so it's not that big of a deal. It's not like you have a carburetor that can really get gummed up anyway. Yeah, but this stuff works really well. I use it every year. The other thing that I like to do is clean and lubricate my chain. So this is what I use, PJ1 Blue Label. Spray it on there, and then I use this brush called the grunge brush. So it kind of gets right in between the chain, and it makes it really easy to scrub it and clean it. And it has another brush on the bottom. So those are all the products I use. The first thing, like I said, is filling up your gas tank. I've already done it, so my gas tank is completely full. And then you take your stabil, measure out what you need, pour it in, turn on your bike, let it run for like 5-10 minutes. That's it. And you get your little handy dandy tire pressure sensor. So this is a really easy one. It's digital. You can push the button. You can also measure the thread on your tires, to see if you need to get new tires or not. And you basically take your caps off of your tires, the air valve caps, push this in, and then make sure that there's no air blowing on the sides, and then it'll give you a really quick reading. So we can do mine real quick. Let's see here. All right, the front tire is easier to access. All right, so let's take the cap off the front tire. So the front tire is supposed to be 32 psi, and the rear tire is supposed to be 36. Make sure you're on the psi setting. All right, so mine's at 20.5, so it's pretty low. I need to definitely put air in it. And the reason you want to put air is that when your bike is just sitting in your garage or whatever on the hard surface, if you have deflated tires, then it's going to basically create flat spots and a bunch of crap that's going to ruin your tire. The other thing you want to do with your tires after you inflate them is basically about every month, or let's say 2 months, you want to kind of just move your tires around so they're not sitting on the same spot the entire time. And an easy way to do that without having to pull your bike out of the garage in the freezing winter is to put your bike on a lift. So you can use this like paddock lift system for the rear swing arm and the front wheel, but you do need this swing arm spool in order to use it in the back. And you basically just put it on the lift, and then your bike is just kind of floating there, and there's no pressure on the wheels, so you don't need to rotate them. Otherwise, you're going to have to kind of move your bike back and forth a little bit to get the wheels rotated. And then the other thing is the chain. So you want to lubricate your chain and clean it. Mine is pretty dirty. I haven't done it in a while, but I'm going to do it before I really put the bike away. So you want to use some Allen keys to take this cover off and spray it up with your PJ1 Blue Label. You don't want to overspray. Other thing I like to do is get some cardboard and stick it back here so it's not spraying all over the wheels and the rims. And then put some, like a box underneath, because you don't want this stuff all over your garage or your driveway. Then you just take this brush and you just kind of get in there with the brush, clean everything out, and make sure it's just not dripping wet when you're done, and that'll keep it nice and lubed and prevent it from drying out over the winter. So the last thing is the battery. So you want to remove your seat here, use the Allen key to remove it. And once you remove your seat, you want to get your battery. So you're also going to have to remove this cover here using your keys. All right, so you remove the seat, you remove this cover, and there you have access to your battery. So you're going to remove this and get a screwdriver. Then you're going to remove the red, and then you're going to remove the black. So you're going to remove, first you're going to remove the positive, and then you're going to remove the negative. Another thing you got to remove to get this battery out, because it's kind of stuck underneath this thing, is you're going to need to use a wrench. So this is an 8mm wrench to get these bolts out. It's kind of annoying, but it's not that hard. So you remove them, this will come right off, and then you pull the battery right out. All right, so you got your battery out of your bike. I usually just let it charge in my garage. Some people say to bring it inside because of the temperature changes and the coldness in your garage. It's not really good for the battery, but I haven't really had any issues doing this for a couple years. So what you're going to do is take the positive, the red lead, hook it up to the positive, and then you're going to take the black lead, the negative, hook it up to the negative. And then you're going to take your battery tender outlet plug, come over here to your outlet, and plug it in. So the different color lights have different meanings. The paper that comes with it will tell you what everything means, but the solid red means that it is functioning, your battery is functioning, and it is charging. And when it is done charging, it'll be blinking green. That means that you've reached 80% charge. Oh, look at that. And now we've reached 80% charge already, and it's just going to keep blinking, and then when it's full, it'll become solid green. Now when it's solid green, you can basically just leave it plugged in, and the battery tender will do its thing and keep it charged for however long you want to keep it. So 3 months, 4 months, whatever. For the winter, you can just keep it plugged in, and it'll keep your battery topped up. Now if your battery ever does just die from riding or whatever, and you think your battery is still good, then just plug it into your tender, see what happens. And if it starts charging and then your battery starts working, then great, you're fine. So that has happened to me a couple times where I didn't ride for a month or two, and then my bike wouldn't start, so I just plugged it into my tender, let it charge. The light started blinking green, and then went solid green, and then the battery was good to go, and then I continued riding. So don't always think your battery's dead. Pull it out, plug it into a tender, and see what happens. All right, so that's pretty much it. We checked the tire pressure. The front is 32 psi, the rear is 36 psi. We filled the tank up with gas, at least 95% full. I usually just go as full as it can be to the top. Put in the stabil fuel stabilizer, 1.5 ounces for the Vulcan 650. And we cleaned the chain, lubed it up, and got it ready to be stored for the winter. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's what I do for my bikes to get them ready for the winter. If you have any other tips or tricks or anything that you think I missed, leave me some comments down below. Also, all the products I use in this video are linked in my description below, so you can get them from Amazon. So please feel free to use those links. I appreciate it. If you liked the video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Catch you in the next one. Peace.